Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Got some more payouts to be taking in this one, so let's kick things off. I've got a Tradeify payout to take, Alpha Futures, so that's the first time I've been able to get the payouts on Alpha Futures since my first ever payout with them, which is cool and it's great. And there's a few that are quite close to getting a payout, and what I'll probably do is just kind of merge this recording with some of the next payouts, so it just makes like one larger video instead of kind of just breaking it up. Another thing is I have noticed that we've managed to hit 100 subscribers, which is amazing. I did expect there to be a lot more newer people in the last video of obviously making my first 10k month. Hopefully that's going to be a more common thing, sort of on track to be able to do that again, and even potentially better, honestly, because of just scaling up and purchasing more accounts, which I'll probably speak about a little bit more later in the video. So yeah, thank you for those of you that are new, that have subscribed. I am still kind of figuring out what I want to now do with the channel, I suppose, because yes, there's one thing kind of showing a journey to be able to start making an okay amount of money from, prop firms. I guess the next stage would be showing consistency, perhaps over like a 3 to 6 month period. But even just like starting this recording, I was just thinking, what more can I really be doing than just like taking payouts on the recordings? So I will kind of put that out there for those that actually do comment on the videos. I do appreciate you. Some of you have asked really cool questions, and I love talking trading. Like, it's truly just my passion. The only thing I've really ever liked doing, if I'm honest. So I really love doing it. It can be lonely a lot of the time, of course. And in my early stages, I never knew or spoke to anybody that traded. I think partially because you kind of just got to figure things out, and you can, I don't know, it probably just ends up becoming like a bit of a game then if you're just talking to people. But then I do see the benefits to it, because it can be a lonely thing to get into if you haven't got anyone to speak about it with. And I don't think you can really speak about it to those that aren't really in the game, because they just don't get it. But yeah, if anyone has any suggestions about what other things I can really do for the channel in terms of recordings, I don't know necessarily if I want to do too much in terms of like technicals and like strategies, because I think that's kind of overdone, and I do truly think you need to kind of figure a lot of that out yourself. Find out what your personality would then suit for in terms of a trading strategy. So I've just found something that kind of works for me. I don't like losing, so I found just taking base hits and one-to-one risk to reward suits my personality. I just want to be out of the market, and I suppose particularly in this time with things that are going on in terms of the war around the world, and I don't want to go too deep into that, but obviously the markets can move very quickly in short periods of time, so I don't really want to be in the market for too long. I actually had I think it was a 27-second trade was my most recent trade Friday, because I had a quick look and trade of it, because it just happened so quickly. Just really big momentum to the upside when I wanted to buy. I don't know if I've really like shown much in terms of the YouTube channel, but I tend to, my entry pattern, like the final thing I look for is a 1 minute inversion fair value gap on like a specific leg in price. And yeah, this specific fair value gap got inverted with a lot of momentum to the upside, and then just went towards my take profit in under 30 seconds. So yeah, I just don't want to be in the market for too long. Just want to be in and out and just go about my day, I suppose. But yeah, so first thing we'll just speak about is I do have these additional 4 select 50Ks evaluations, so almost halfway there in terms of the profit target. So the consistency will work itself out once I hit the profit target. Oh, in fact, it's actually more than halfway, because the select accounts are 2,500, which I often forget because most of the firms is about 3,000 for the profit target on a 50k. So over halfway for these accounts, which is cool. So I can potentially get back to the 5 funded accounts that I have had with TradeFi. And of course, the reason that I lost the other 4 was because of taking a payout and just not having too much of a buffer. It really only left, I think it was 2 trades before losing the account. So something I don't want to do again. I kind of want to at least have 3 trades, maybe 4 plus if possible, after a payout, to like keep the account in terms of if you go on a losing streak after the payout. So yeah, which this will kind of leave, I suppose it will leave about 3 trades, depending on how much I take in terms of risk. I have noticed they've kind of changed things in terms of how they do the payouts now. Shows you all the payouts. This is obviously TradeFi 3.0. Shows your total payouts and the total amount. It shows you each process of each of those. It doesn't have the dates on it on here, but this particular account I've had multiple payouts with. I don't know exactly how many, but might be like the 4th or 5th, maybe a 3rd, not sure. Also already calculates the amount for that, so this is actually the first time I'm doing this. So 929.5, and so of course this will bring the account back to 929.5, and that'll give 829 in terms of drawdown. So if I'm taking trades of about 250 to 300, it goes about 3 trades. Another thing I'm thinking is whether I just kind of up the risk to like 400 to 500, which I've started to do with the evaluations. I just don't know whether it's a good idea to do it unfunded, but then I guess you kind of limit the upside if you don't take these higher amounts, because this could have been like twice the amount to withdraw, and then would also leave twice the amount of drawdown. So it's a bit of a tough one to think of. So I think with newer accounts, I'm just going to take larger risk with the trades on the funded stage. So I've got 2 that are kind of just like smaller in terms of the risk that I take on, which is TradeFi and Top on Futures, because that is at 25k. So let's request this. After the split, it is 8:36. We review your payouts. Usually takes less than an hour. There shouldn't be any reason why this would not get approved. I've never had an issue with TradeFi. In fact, I've never actually had any payouts denied by any firm, which is cool. I've seen a lot of people going online and saying they're getting payouts denied, more so with the CFD side of things. So hopefully I don't really get that, but hey, we'll see what happens in the future. TradeFi does its rise, so it will go there, and then we'll get the payout to rise. So cool. I don't know if this amount shows pre-split or after split, so it'll be almost. Oh, it would be 8,000, I think, regardless, with the 830 payout. So that's cool. With TradeFi. So let's get into the alpha ones. So alpha futures was of course my first ever payout that I received, and going to be taking 2 more now. So these 3 are the evaluations, so about 1,000 in of the 3,000 that's needed, I think. Yeah, 3,000 needed. Had a loss. It's so common. I've spoken about it before, but like tend to like lose my first trade on accounts for some reason, but just been like a steady incline since then, which is cool. But let's get back. So these are the 2 that I'll be taking payouts on. The good thing with alpha futures is that the trading drawdown does not scale after you take a payout. So I'm going to be taking 500, I believe it'll be, well, 540 of the 1,000 profit basically on these accounts. So there'll still be about 1,500 or 1,400 in terms of drawdown to play with on this. So yeah, it's been pretty good incline in the last 4 days. So it was Tuesday to Friday were winning days. Monday was a losing day, so there was a bit of tilt there actually. I ended up having 2 losing trades on Monday, pretty large losing day, which I'll probably get into towards the end of the video if I go into Tradecopia after I show the additional payouts and stuff. I've already noticed this is like 11 minutes, but then again, when I think about like why I'm even doing these videos in the first place, is it would be what I would have wanted and needed to see coming up, and seeing a true journey of someone that actually trades in a way that utilizes prop firms for what they are and can extract a good amount of money, but also not having to just burn loads and loads of accounts. I've seen people's like net spends, I suppose, for prop firms, and they buy so many accounts. And I mean, they make money at the end of the day, but I think that's why a lot of people have been like shown the door for a lot of prop firms, and perhaps I will one day, I don't know. Some of them have the live platform, so I think they would be pretty happy with kind of the way I'm trading to onboard me for live. So that's something to think about, and that'll be a cool transition, I suppose, on the journey in sharing this, and sharing like the transition to live and actually being a live trader with firms. Alpha futures, I really like their live stage from what I remember anyway. I haven't really looked into it since. So they've got something called Alpha Prime, which one thing is great for traders is they give a monthly salary. So that just already takes off a lot of stress of trading, because you already know that you're going to get a certain amount. I think just provided you're still trading and not just like trading for the sake of a monthly salary. So I'll have to look into that later. Obviously that's probably some months down the line, but of course I want this to be like a long-term thing. And I suppose another part of this would be trading a live account, which I don't know too much about in terms of futures. I think you can just do it through NinjaTrader, which I need to look into a little bit more, and that'll probably be a little bit more later down the line once I've, put some more money in the bank. I don't know what that number will be yet, or how much I would put into a live account, but that's something I would like to do as well. So I forget how you even take the payout on this, but as you can see, the objectives have been met. So the profit, I think, as long as you're in profit, you can take a payout. Maximum loss limit, obviously like scales when you make profit. So I think this will remain here now, which would be cool, leaving that like 1,400 in the account. Daily loss is 1,000 per day, so that's fine. And the consistency, which we just got over on Friday, I believe, yeah, it says you need to have 40%, which is now at 39. I think it's okay on the other account as well. I didn't even check actually. No, it's not, so I can't even take that payout yet. Oh, it's $5 away. That's one thing as well, actually, just monitoring all the accounts and like knowing when they need to go for payouts, which I've kind of done, but I've also just thought, let me just trade and it'll kind of just figure itself out if you're trading well and you're making profit. So it is what it is. Could have obviously just like continued to trade the account to try and make like $5 more, but that's fine. We'll do that for next week anyway. So it is Saturday, so yeah, it'll be next week that will be done. What was that account number? 97. So let's do that. I haven't done this. It still shows here actually for the other account, but yeah, can't remember how I did it with Alpha last time. I think I did it through wires, just as it was. Let's just open the back up. What was it? 9. We'll just do 940 just to round it. So that's actually still showing the first payout, I think. So it was just under, yeah, $300 basically. So it was, I think, December. December was the first ever payout of roughly $300. Ended up going on to lose the account in January, and that was my only funded account at that time. Lost the account, had no funded accounts, and then February started to pick things back up, got a few more funded accounts in different firms and such, and came into March with, I think it was like 10 to 12. No, I think probably started off with lower amount of prop firms at that time, and then yeah, managed to make that 10k month. So it's cool to see, and I would urge anyone that actually truly wants to see a real journey is just go back and just watch the videos. You just listen to them in the background. There's not really too much to kind of look at, and I'm kind of just speaking to my younger self, I suppose, because I speak about my entire thought process like throughout this as I'm going through. I'm not saying I'm right with whatever I'm doing, but I suppose there's proof of concept with it. So let's submit that. Only request 50% of your total profit. Done. Oh, it's not 940, it's 540. Oops. There we go. Be notified within 24 business hours. Be interesting to see which of the firms pays out faster. So we'll quickly just go into the other accounts. The Apex, so I've got 3 of the legacy accounts, as we just look here, that are funded. So these have enough in terms of the balance to be able to take a payout. It's just the trading days or profit is, just have to double check. And of course got these other 5 as well. Next level available. No, I guess that's like scaling in terms of contract sizes. Doesn't really, I don't think I really would need to increase anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, let's just quickly go into these. So would need 2 more trading days to be able to get the payout on this. For the third payout it would be, and 5 days of 50 profit. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 profitable days, or 50 or more. So yeah, here we can see the Monday I just spoke about before. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 2 losing trades. 2 trades, if I look back on it, I shouldn't have really have taken, but here's what it is. I'm just glad if I've ever really kind of lost. I think that's really important to show when you lose, like, do you just completely tilt and just lose the plot and lose the accounts, or are you able to kind of like control that and then continue to trade the accounts, which we've seen. I've not had any like blowouts, I suppose, since doing this, and I think even just doing this trading series, if only if just for me to look back at, I can look back and say that I never lost control, and then not just like losing loads of accounts. I just traded as I kind of learnt years ago, just create a system, follow it, and good to go. So yeah, obviously it's not to say that it won't happen in the future, and perhaps I've not maximised the profits, but also it's the psychological factor. I think if I personally ended up like losing lots and lots of accounts, it would have affected me psychologically, where it probably doesn't affect others as much. So I think the way I'm doing it just works for me. So yeah. So yeah, I'll probably add to this video later if we manage to get these payouts in the next couple of days. So that'll be those 3. Of course, I've got all of these other revals as well. So 8 funded accounts and 12 evaluations. So these other accounts have met all of the other criteria it's just the minimum payout balance, which is at 52,600. So these are the new accounts. So there's been more trading on this, kind of hovered around break even for a little while, or up until 8 trading days in actually, looking back at it, and then just had these nice trading days since then to get to about 40% of the profit target. So let's see if we can continue to push for those. Let's see where the evals are at. Actually, I think there's 2 sets of evals I have, so total profit of 1900 of the 3000 needed, so about 2/3 of the way there on that. And I think these are a different amount. Yeah, these are 1600, so had a loss on these before buying the other accounts, so they're a little bit behind in terms of that. Need to also check the purchase date on these. Days traded 11, so yeah, I'm probably getting close to the monthly payment by it. I'm not sure, I can't remember if Apex you need to pay again, but yeah, I'll go into it at the end of the video. But I've also passed some more accounts as well. Top one not eligible for the payout just yet, so managed to get it to about 27,000 again. So you can see these spikes, these are where I take these payouts. So had the 2 payouts on this account. Of course this is a 25k. Need 450 more for this, so potentially 2 more trading days alongside those other Apex ones as well. And then I've got Lucid that are funded also. I've also got Take Profit Trader. I'll probably just show them later as well. I just completely forgot when I opened these tabs for that, but yeah, these are the funded ones, which are 1100. So I've got 2 of these, 2 of them at 1100. So you require, I think, 2,600 to be able to take a payout on these. Seen a lot of good stuff about Lucid, and then I've got the evaluations, which I've just purchased. I think it's only 1 trading day. Yeah. So basically, just trying to get to the maximum account size, well, accounts with each firm, and just continuing to go from there. Got my funded futures. Oh, this is only showing these 12 accounts that are on Rhythmic, because these aren't connected. I haven't connected them. So Alpha has, yeah, of course, the other evaluations. My mind's just going blank. Oh, here they are. So Take Profit Trader, TP Pro. So I have 2 funded accounts with them. One's at 1,000 in profit already, which is great. So these are the ones that you can get daily payouts with. One's at 500. So with these, that's been 2 trading days, and this has been 1 trading day. Just like freshly funded. Oh no, that's not right. That's not a funded one. This one and this one. So 500 and 375. So I've taken about 250 to 300 per trade on these in terms of risk and reward. So just kind of increased it in a slight amount. Might even do so a little bit more. We'll see. So yeah, I need to get those to the buffer to be able to start taking payouts with that, and it would be daily, which is cool. And then I've also got 3 more evaluations with Take Profit Trader. They are, it's a bit weird that they're kind of like scattered around, they're not next to each other. They're all at 1k. So yeah, I'll probably just add to this video. I've just seen it's 24 minutes, but there's nothing wrong with that anyway. For those that want to like listen for a longer period of time, good for you, because I suppose you see a real journey and everything I'm like going through. You're all more than welcome to comment and reach out to me. I'm happy to speak trading to you guys, offer advice, which people have done actually more so on like older videos. So I guess some people are kind of in the series, but they're just a little bit like further behind, which is cool. They're like seeing the entire thing. So yeah, I'll just add to the video if I do end up getting more payouts in the next couple of days, and then we'll kind of just add up the amount. So from this so far we've taken roughly 900 plus 500, which is 1400 in this video. So still some accounts that are pretty close to the payout, which will really boost that up in terms of the payouts of that. And then just going to continue to scale up, get more and more accounts with that. So follower accounts are 42, so it's a total of 43 accounts including this one. So I think it's 18 funded when I last counted, and the rest are evaluations. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next part of the video, if not in the next video. Take care. Alright guys, I'm just gonna follow up on the last part of the video. This is actually a few days after recording that one. I'm gonna try and keep this quick because I already know that this video is quite long. But I was already speaking about never being denied a payout, but I've actually been denied one with alpha, completely my fault, and yeah, it is what it is. So what they did was they've just basically reset the amount on those accounts. So the rule that I messed up with was you cannot execute a trade within 2 minutes before or 2 minutes after a red folder news event, basically. So I was already in a trade and I wanted to just kind of see it a little bit closer to the news event whether we could get some displacement in my direction, which we didn't, which is why I manually closed this trade at basically break even. It was $26. The problem is I didn't close it more than 2 minutes before the event, so I messed up there, completely my fault, and it is what it is. So what they did was they just reset my trading days for these two accounts. I was a little bit worried then because it's the first time I've done it, and I was worried maybe I'd breached the account, but they allow you one time per account to violate the rule, and they reset the winning days, and they just take the profits from that particular trade. So it was $26 that they took from each and reset the trading days. I requested the payout on this one because it was already eligible for the payout, and I had to do one more trading day basically for this one because I just kind of messed up with the calculation of the consistency and that's why it's 1 day away from each other. I've also taken an extra winning day today, which hasn't updated, so 2 more winning days for this one and 3 more for this one. Had more profit on these accounts since that, so it's absolutely fine. So now I just need to be a little bit more mindful of making sure that I'm not basically in a trade during red folder news, which I don't really tend to be. It was just I've never really needed to focus on not being in that so much because all of the other accounts I believe allow you to trade news. So is what it is. Alpha just doesn't allow you to. There's some benefits with alpha, such as like the drawdown doesn't scale once you take the payout, which is what kind of messed me up with Tradeify with 4 of my accounts. So you know, pros and cons to each prop firm. So that's that. I'm just gonna have to carry on trading it. So first time I've ever been denied. Thankfully haven't lost the accounts. Also had more profit on them. I think about almost 1,000 basically each account since trying to request that payout. Got the further 3 accounts to about 52,000. This one's at 52,300. So closing in on being able to pass more with alpha. So should have the max of the 5 accounts hopefully in, I don't know, in the next week or so. Also wanted to just show the kind of the stats. The issue now is that this doesn't really let me do like over 7 days at the moment. So whenever I try to do more than that, it just doesn't do it. And it's probably because there's so many accounts now and there's a lot of data for it to be able to do. So a little bit of a shame because it would be nice to like see it over a long period of time. These figures also aren't correct, like completely correct, because today was actually 16,000 across the accounts. It only shows 12,000. So I don't know if it's rhythmic that doesn't come up or whatever the issue is. Had a bit of a better win rate recently, which has been great. And yeah, so last week was 3 winning days and 1 larger losing day. I think it was 2 trades basically that lost there, and basically a break-even day here. So let's go to this part, and this just shows all of the accounts as a whole. So top 1 futures I use as the lead account because it's the smallest amount, and then I just do a multiplier of 2 across all of these accounts. Now they're all 50Ks at the moment. I'm actually potentially going to get some 100Ks with funded next, because I think they've got an offer right now is their 100Ks are the same price as a 50K, so why not go for the 100K when you're going to be paying for the 50K anyway. So I'll probably speak about that in a following video. This is the account that I just took the payout with before. I've now had, I think, 4 winning days since this, so 3 or 4, so 1 more winning day away from a payout there. I'm not going to go into the dashboards of all of these because it will just add on to this video a lot more than I would want it to right now. The Apex, oh yeah, actually that is one thing that I did want to quickly show though. Just got in my other tab. I didn't record it, but I did take a payout with Apex once again of basically 540 per account, so it's about 1,600. That was requested on Apex. It hasn't hit my account yet though. When did I request it? 15th. It's been 5 days since then. It's a bit of an issue with the legacy accounts. They do take quite long to pay out, so here's what it is with that. Quite close to actually taking more payouts with my other end of day ones. So we just need to get to the minimum payout balance. It's currently at 51.7 it says here, but PA Apex is currently at 2,000, so 600 away from being able to take across 5 more accounts. This one's slightly ahead. No, it's not actually. It was this one that's slightly ahead. So basically two free winning days, provided there's no loss on taking 500 times 5, so 2,500 across those. My funded futures, I've noticed, is basically up for renewal in 2 days time. So I had a winning day today that took it to 650 basically for both of these, so 350 winning days needed tomorrow, or even potentially today, to not have to pay a renewal on that. And then Apex, I've got these are about 350 away from passing also, and these are also up for renewal on the 24th, so it's like 3 more trading days or 2 more trading days, well, 3 more trading days to be able to pass those without having to pay again. So yeah, TP Pro, about 1,000 away now from being able to start taking daily payouts on these 2, which is great, and just all of the accounts are just getting closer to passing. So yeah, next on the list is being able to continue to scale up. I've got my cat just waiting next to me. I think he wants to go downstairs, so I'm going to finish this up in a moment. Funded next is one that I'm thinking about getting the accounts with, because as I mentioned, I think they've got a promo at the moment where it's the 100Ks are the same price as the 50Ks. So it'd be cool to try out some 100Ks with that. And then also Top Step is the next one I'm thinking about doing. I think they've got $20 off accounts for the next few days, so if I do get a 5, that's $100 saving across the 5 accounts. So that's one thing that I've always focused on doing, is when I'm buying these accounts, I'm basically doing it on their best offers. So I'm reinvesting the profits back in, you know, doubling down on myself, and you know, doing okay with that at the moment. So hopefully we can just continue to scale up and actually start taking more payouts across more accounts now, which would mean that I don't really need to over risk per trade, per account, but because I have many accounts that can do the heavy lifting, really. But yeah, I know it has been quite difficult for a lot of people to trade during this time, because Nasdaq just keeps going up and up and up. It just break all-time highs, and it's just been on a tear upwards. So it's been difficult for a lot of people to trade, but thankfully for the way I trade, I'm just looking to be in and out, you know, as quickly as possible, really. And yeah, it's been okay. Had a few obviously losing days recently that are in there, but you know, that's part of trading. So yeah, please do let me know if you do get to the end of the video. I might even start saying like a little code word towards the end. Let's just say cat. So write in your comment cat if you get to the end of the video, because I've got mine next to me purring away. I think he wants to go eat, so I'm gonna go take him down. Also, I'm just trying to fix like my living situation, because I am looking to move in the next few weeks, so that's been something I've been focused on as well. So yeah, do let me know if there's any ideas that you have for other pieces of content you would like to see from me also. But yeah, good luck, good trading.